Some say that the Bionicle Titans from the year 2007, well, they're the best large-scale sets ever made for the theme. And I get it. The sets truly are magnificent. Is it even possible to improve these masterpieces? Well, let's find out. Today we have revamps of all of the Mahri era Titans. Are they built better? Good question. Let's kick it off with the legendary Karzahni, and this is made by Shockwave 625. All side by side here with the set and the revamp. And yeah, you can see that the builder has totally removed any trace of lime, and instead added in a lot more black, which I think works. That's a nice choice. The effect of that really ups the creep factor. And remember, these marbled elements, well, they were exclusive to this set. Annoyingly so, because they're very, very expensive. If you don't own this set, but you still want to make your own version of Karzahni, well, removing lime and removing those pieces, it's going to be a much cheaper way of doing it. Big fan of this reworked face. The original shape is still there. Even some of the original, expensive pieces are still there, but it looks good. It looks good. 1 or 2 exclusive pieces is better than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, you know? But we now have the inclusion of a bit of a crown on top. This is made using the mask that comes on the set Vastus. What an incredible way to improve this. Subtle, but powerful. And these eyes. Adding in some of these red rubber spikes that come on a Hero Factory set like Jetbug. Man, that looks so good. I like that the two of them together could read as one big eye, or they could read as 2 smaller sets of eyes. However you want to look at it, I think it just looks brilliant. Both of them feel so suitably creepy and sinister. Excellent choice. Oh, and this new cape. The way that it flows down this very hunched back. It looks incredible. This cloth piece specifically, it came from one of my favorite Ninjago sets, the Bone Dragon. That elegant tattered look. The little hints of bone iconography. It improves this so much. He still looks pretty good without the cape, but he looks so much better with it. You might also notice that Karzahni's body can warp and change, going from a 2-legged king to a bit of a serpentine monster. I love a good transformation on a Bionicle. Whether it's a full-scale transformer, or just something subtle like this. If you're able to do that on your next creation, do it. In fact, actually, it's worth just playing around with your mocks. Maybe if you bend the legs backwards and turn them around, whatever, you could potentially do the same thing. Sometimes you have a transformer and you don't even know it. Love this weapon as well. 2 of these explode blades, creating a bit of a fire effect. Dang. And now, these posable claws, making use of some of Tarax's silver shoulder spikes. Placing them with the skinny end on the tip of the finger. It does provide that little bit extra bit of creepiness. This revamp really manages to take the best aspects of the set and somehow improve them. And then, adds in just the right amount of stuff to make it even more exciting. Wow. Our second revamp today, it's Maxilos. Choikong96 has made this. Yeah, this builder has such a distinct visual style. Taking classic Bionicle sets and rebuilding them using pretty much just system pieces. That's it. And then also making them bigger. Now bear in mind, Maxilos is already a big set. But to make him even more large and in charge, and to still make him very posable. Oh, that's nice. Now this mask, the shape, the form, the feel of it, it has been remade to perfection. Just look at them side by side. Now, I think it's fair to say that the mouth area doesn't really have that same texture, those lines, But I actually like the choice to change this, making use of one of these dark red grill tiles. Yeah, these appear on a bunch of different sets, they're quite common. Because this new appearance makes it look more like a skull. Maxilos, of course, is meant to be corrupted and taken over by Makuta. So any way to tie it back to death, skeletons, that's going to work really well. My only complaint about this is it's a shame to not see Spinax. That cute little doggo, would have been good to see him here. Oh well, this is still cool. Now I've always seen these two as a bit of a pair. From Maxilos we go to Hydraxon. Timmy Bionicle Mock has made this. Oh yeah, a black recolor making it look like he's decked out in stealth armor. I love it. You know, in the depths of the ocean with how dark and murky it is, you would never see him coming. So this is of course possible with the help of Von Nebula. Remember, that set did give us a black recolor of his mask. Oh, it's so nice. But something else that's quite nice, these legs. They use the limb elements from the Shadowmatoran Kurop. Most builders, they tend to stay away from these pieces. The fact that it represents an upper and lower leg, but there's no knee. People don't really like that. It does make it a bit more limiting in how you can use it. Unless you use it like this. Make it into just the upper leg and build off of it. How good is that? Also nice to see some of these claw elements on the shoulders. The way they kind of frame the face. It looks good. I'm always down for a crisp recolor of a set. Doesn't it always just look so good? The Master of Currents, Lesovikk. They're up next. This is made by Onuku. Hey, I said I love a good recolor of a character. Well, the other thing I adore is seeing a revamp that's remade using so much more CCBS. That wonderful character and creature building system. Whenever I see it, I like to imagine, hey, what would this set have looked like if it came out in the second generation of Bionicle? Because of course, if it did, it would have a lot more CCBS, and it might look something like this. And I must say, the use of these protector armor pieces for shoulder armor, and using Liwa's printed torso piece, well, it fits right in with that mask and the vibe of this guy. That yellow bit of printing on the torso, the perfect finishing touch. The colors, the shapes, it's wonderful. And speaking of CCBS, let's take off some of the armor to reveal the frame. An elegant mix of Technic, CCBS, and even a few system pieces sprinkled in there. Yeah, these bar connections down here. That's how you can attach some of these Exoforce robot arms. Not bad. It's always interesting to see the inner workings. Be sure to study this and maybe try your own frame that's similar to this. I'm sure you'll be able to get some real nice results. Also good to see a new design for the water sled. The smoothness of CCBS pieces makes this look so sleek and stylish. And I like that in some of these shots, you can see that red light on the torso. I imagine this works as a little bit of a, like a spotlight. And that way Lesovikk can see the way forward in the dark, watery depths. Nice touch. Another nice touch, an air tank on the back. Yeah, Lesovikk is such a good character, and this is such an awesome build. Mumbo number 5, this is the amazing Nocturn, and it's made by Laminette. A much more monstrous approach, making the limbs longer, adding more spikes, changing up the size of various body parts. It is the perfect recipe for a nightmare. Lovely to see two of these Gadunka headpieces, making up a quite funky torso design. Yeah, they've got a very exotic texture, and the way that the neck emanates out of that, top notch. Oh yeah, and then revamping the head, using some of the armor pieces that come on the back of Takodox. Nice. I do love the old face, it's very good, but it is quite similar to what we see on Karapar. So at least this kind of differentiates things. It gives the character a little bit more personality. Oh, and how about this arm hand design? Takodox's mask creates such an amazing gauntlet of sorts, and then branching the fingers out of the eye holes, beautiful. I also love these green tubes up top. I see this as some sort of tentacle or frill that you might see on the top of a jellyfish or a squid, but at the same time they do also look like, wires and tubes. You remember, Bionicles are a beautiful blend of robotic and organic, and this kind of feels like a beautiful mix of both of those things. It's just a really good touch. Oh yeah, and you better believe this still glows in the dark. Heck yeah! Our last creation? Holy Gadunka, it's Gadunka. Zata gives us a new take on the set. I quite love the inclusion of a lot more silver and green. To me, it feels like algae, moss, seagrass, and it's growing off of his body. Even some of these silver pieces, they could be like sea wreckage or trash that's embedded itself into his body. Yeah, these new additions, they paint the picture that Gadunka is so huge that there's like an entire ecosystem on his very person. That's a really sick idea. And that is, of course, the story of Gadunka. He's a little tiny fish that touches the Mask of Life and becomes huge. He becomes a monster. Details like this fit right in. The best thing here, though, has to be this G2 Liwa Uniter armor. The marbled colors really do make it feel like seagrass is growing off of him. The new jaw. It's interesting, combining the shoulder elements from Umarak the Hunter, and then the various silver jaw pieces from the Baraki. They're cool. I like too that when the jaw is closed, these silver pieces kind of look like little tusks, like you might see on a warthog. Oh, and some bars sticking out of the back, like big spikes. These, of course, are the lightsaber bars that come from some of the Star Wars Ultra Build sets. Nice touch. How good is Gadunka? And how good were these mocks? That is all 6 of the Mahri Titans revamped and reimagined. Which one did you like the most? And do you think these were built better than the original sets? Let me know. And check the links in the description if you want to see more LEGO mocks from these master builders. Thanks for watching everyone, happy building, and bye for now. So I have done a few videos showcasing all the breakout heroes and villains being revamped. Even though I've already done a few, would you like to see more? I'm open to it if you are.